In this video, I'm going to give you a complete comparison of the fee structures of different ECA bodies. As you know, there are 7 ECA bodies which all are equally accepted by IRCC for Canadian immigration. So if you want to get your degrees evaluated from an ECA body and get your educational credential assessment to enter into that express entry pool, knowing the different fee structures will help you decide better that which ECA body is more suitable, more economical, and more convenient for you. So let's start with the fee comparison of ECA bodies in this video. Okay, so we will discuss 7 ECA bodies: WES, World Education Service; CES, Comparative Education Service by University of Toronto; ICAS with a Q; ICES, and ICAS with a C. And then we will discuss PEBC and MCC, Medical Council of Canada. These are the 7 ECA bodies that we're going to discuss in this video. So let's jump on to the computer screen for WES fee structure. Okay, World Education Service. If you open this official page of WES, it will tell you that in the ECA package, what will they do? They would give you an electronic ECA report, an official paper report, which will also have delivery fees applicable, and then this ECA report will be accessible by IRCC, and you will get an electronic storage of your report and verified transcripts for future use. These 4 things will be included in the WES ECA fee. And what is the fee? 220 Canadian dollars. And 200 Canadian dollars, 220 Canadian dollars. It is basically not per credential like some of the ECA bodies. In this fee of 220 Canadian dollars, you can get all your degrees assessed by WES in this singular fee. So they charge a singular fee for multiple of degrees. Okay, 220 Canadian dollars. Now let's just have a look at the additional fees. So this is something that I recommend: standard delivery, because they give you an electronic ECA report, so you don't really, I mean, you will not really need a printed form of ECA report, but you have to select something. Tracking not included is okay, it is fine. So you do not need to pay 85 Canadian dollars. You can only select this $10 mark, and that will be fine. And apart from the 220 Canadian dollars, you will have to pay 13% harmonized sales tax, HST, 13%. You will have to pay that, and delivery fee. Or if you ask for any additional services, then you would have to pay for those as well. So these are the additional services. For example, if you had an ECA for your bachelor and now you have acquired your master's degree, so you can add the credential by only paying $100 to your existing application. Now let's check out what comparative education service has in store for us. This is what they charge: $10 less than WES. $10 less than WES in a sense that per credential, because CES charges ECA fee for each credential. If you are sending 2 degrees, for example, bachelor and a master's, then you will need to pay 2 separate fees for ECA from comparative education service, and WES will charge singular fee. So if you are only applying for master's ECA, then CES will be $10 less than WES in terms of ECA fee. Okay, apart from that, 13% HST is applicable. One good thing about WES is that they refund your HST, because since you're not a Canadian citizen, so if they charge you in the first place, then they would get it refunded to you. It has happened with my friend. He paid the taxes upfront, but then they refunded it because he's not a Canadian citizen at the moment. But when I was applying for WES and I entered that I'm not a Canadian citizen, they did not even ask for this tax. So if you pay this tax, then you can get it refunded from WES. Okay. Now, this ECA, this ECA package for CES 210 Canadian dollars, it will include an official printed version of ECA, and currently, due to COVID, they are giving you an official electronic ECA, which is issued by DocuSign. It is a service that CES is using for secure electronic transfer of your ECA report. Okay, and other than that, 13% HST is applicable. Now let's jump on to the delivery options. If you choose this option, pick up at CES, it will be free. But I paid 90 CAD, so this is something I would recommend because I mean, if you have gotten your education credential assessment, then I mean, you should save it in your documents along with your original degrees and transcripts. You should save it. You could use it for your later use when you would be in Canada and you would be applying for jobs there. Then, I mean, you could keep the original ECA report, but many people say that it is not really required, so they skip this $90 fee option. So you can basically pay $210 per credential and 13% tax, and that could be all. But I paid 90 Canadian dollars. Okay, after CES, after WES and CES, now let's just check ICAS fee. On this web page, ICAS, ICAS has not expressed their fee structure, but I recently made a video on ICAS procedure, complete procedure, and they charge $200, and their fee is also singular. You could get both of your degrees assessed by ICAS, and you don't need to pay another fee. In that $200, you would be able to get your ECA from ICAS for all your degrees. Okay, this was shortly about ICAS. Now let's jump on to ICES. All right, ICES International Credential Evaluation Service. ICES. Now their standard service is 200 Canadian dollars per educational credential. So CES and ICES, these are the two ECA bodies among the 5 ECA bodies that charge per credential. So if you're sending 2 degrees to ICES or CES, you will have to pay 2 fees. And 200 Canadian dollar will include 2 original credential evaluation reports. So they give you 2 reports, 2 ECA reports, hard copy only. They will not give you an electronic or emailed copy of the report. Then they would make the ECA report accessible by IRCC, and if you and it also includes delivery charges. This is something unique about ICES. The other ECA bodies, they charge delivery charges. For example, CES charges 90 Canadian dollars, or WES charges 85 Canadian dollars. But ICES does not charge extra for delivery option. Okay, so in that 200 Canadian dollars that you are going to pay for your ECA, you would be getting your delivery in the same price as well. You don't need to pay extra for your courier delivery. But if you want a courier delivery with tracking option, then you would need to pay 75 Canadian dollars. Let me remind you what was written here. This free standard regular mail postage, it is non-trackable. So if you want tracking to that, then you would need to pay $85. What was written here? Sorry, 75 Canadian dollars. But if you're comfortable with the non-tracking option, then you don't need to pay anything extra for that. Now let's check ICAS with a C. So this is the website for ICAS, and yeah, they charge $200, almost same as ICAS and ICES. But ICAS with a C has similarity with ICAS with a Q in terms of ECA fee that is applicable for all your degrees. So they charge a singular fee like WES and like ICAS with a Q. And in the assessment package, they would include 2 original ECA reports, and they also give you an electronic copy of ECA report. ICAS does not give an electronic copy of ECA report. ICAS with a C does. Okay. And then again, electronic storage of the report, which will be accessible by IRCC, like every other ECA body. Now, this was WES, CES, ICES, ICAS, and ICAS with a C. Sorry, I'm forgetting the names. And MCC. MCC, when you open this page, many people get confused because this is something which is licensing fee. If you want your MBBS to be licensed, then you will need to pay these fee. But for ECA, for entering into the express entry pool, you would need to come down there, come down here. Yes, source verification service, SVS in as in an acronym. So you need to pay $175 Canadian dollars per medical credential. Okay. And apart from that 175 Canadian dollars, you would also need to pay ECA report fee, $111. It will be around $286 as per my calculation. But if you have applied for MCC, because I'm not a doctor and I did not send my MBBS for an ECA. So if you uh, think that $286 is not accurate information, then do let me know in the comment section below. Okay, last but not the least, PEBC, Pharmacy Board of Pharmacy Examining Board of Canada. Okay, so basically PEBC is something which has a little different procedure than other ECA bodies. Here you will need to get into the gateway of PEBC. For that you will need to pay 375 Canadian dollars, and after you get NEPRA ID, I think that's what they call it. After you get a NEPRA ID, you will need to pay 675 Canadian dollars, and in total 675 and 375. It would be around 900 and $1,000. It will be $1,000 approximately for PEBC. So let me just give you a recap. WES charges $220 for all your degrees. ICAS charges $200 for all your degrees. ICAS with a C charges $200 for all your degrees. CES charges $210 for one credential for your MBA. And ICES similarly charges $200 for one credential. But CES and ICES are the most lenient bodies among all the ECA bodies. And next to CES and ICES will be ICAS in terms of leniency. So this was only the fee comparison of different ECA bodies. If you would like to have more comparison of ECA bodies, do let me know in the comment section so that I make more videos on those comparisons suggested by you. This is Iftikhar and I'm signing off.